Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. This one's going to be slightly different. I am creating a world of Town of Salem, is what I'm calling it, and we're doing lore for every character. So this will be a fun one. It'll basically just be a bit of story while playing the game about the game that we're creating. So yeah, let's hop on to everything and we'll see. The first story, the juggernaut, the mad rampaging man who seems so happy killing other people. The juggernaut. This fine folk started off normal, happy even. He was part of a good society, a good family, and everything was going good for this guy. Great job, getting paid 6 figures. But as we know, happy stories can never last long. And this is what this poor juggernaut learned. He went on to go out one day and went out to the grocery store like every Saturday. But little did he know, once he left there, he would never see his family again. On his way to the grocery store, he had a car crash. And he thought he was going to die. He was wheeled into this strange room. But little did he know this wasn't a hospital like he thought it was. Oh no, no, no. This was the room that had created so many monstrosities before him. This was the room of science and craziness, and it lived up to its name. He looks up and he sees this weird looking man staring down at him. He groggily says, "Who are you? Where am I?" And he starts to panic. Little did he know, his life was about to change. All he heard was a woman's voice saying, "It's all right now. Go back to sleep. This will all be over soon." So he did, but not by his own free will. Soon enough, he had fallen back to sleep due to his injuries. He then, upon waking up again, felt different. He felt strange. And as he stood up, he noticed his restraints that were on him before weren't on him anymore. He was in a room. It looked like a bedroom, but he wasn't sure. So he decided, you know what? I'm gonna try to get out of here. Gotta go see my family. That was what he thought, and his hope to do so was very much so strong. He cared about his family and wanted them to know where he was. But he had been changed. He looked down. He was stronger than before. Strong enough he was able to single-handedly destroy the entire table that he was on upon trying to get up. He felt weird with this kind of strength. He didn't know what to do with it, so he did the only thing he could think of. He broke out. He felt fine, better than he ever had ever in his life. But when he goes back home, he goes back to his house, just happy that the whole ordeal was over. He goes in and opens the door, expecting to see the cheeriness of his wife, the amazing rays of love from his son. But instead, what he saw could only be described as a massacre. He saw his just this awful, awful scene. Blood everywhere, and pieces of his family laying down on the ground. He stood there stunned, and then called the police. The local sheriff of the town came with his nice deputy, but little did he know that they were too not so great. The sheriff came and investigated, and upon investigating and just looking at the scene, he immediately arrested him. He stood there stunned, confused why the sheriff was arresting him. But that's when it dawned on him. Who who was it who did this? And why was the sheriff so adamant that it was him? So he looked around in the back of the squad car as the deputy was driving him back down to the station. The deputy didn't say anything, just stood there silently. He sat there in that police station for a while. That was until the deputy came back. He looked sad, annoyed even. When he asked what was going on, the deputy simply muttered under his breath that he hates the sheriff, but looked at him and said, "You're free to go. We found information that proves you innocent." So he left out happy and sad at the same time, unknowing what was happening. The deputy had told him that it was the work of a local crazy person who's only known by an alias, which was created by the calling cards he left. SK. He was sad, stunned that he lost his family, but enraged, determined to find this SK, whoever he is. So he decided he would go from house to house in the town until he found who did it. He would not hesitate to destroy those in his way. But little did he know, someone was watching. They were watching his every move, everything he did, and this would all come back to him. That's when he sees this random lady on the side of the road. Spoke to him, "Hello." He stood there stunned. It was the same voice. He was sure of it. He looked at the lady and yelled, "What did you do to me?" with anger and hatred. The lady responded, "I gave you a gift. Now go and use it. You want vengeance for your family? Then go and find them. Someone here in this town killed them. Go and find them, and you shall be free." He stood there stunned and shocked at what this lady just said. He knew what he would do once he found them. Using his new strength, he would destroy them and anyone who might defend them. So he went out at night to make sure he was never seen. The first day he tried, he failed. His new strength caused problems and didn't allow him to be able to do things right. He was still getting used to it, but he knew he could do it. The next night he went out looking for the first person who might know anything about this SK. He breaks into the house and throws the person onto the floor. He looks there and sees those the local town crazy and tells him, "What are you? And do you know anything about SK?" This man just laughed and laughed and laughed and told him, "SK, that is not a name to be said lightly," he said in a mocking tone. I then told him, "What are you going to do to me? You might have strength, but you can't penetrate my shields." The juggernaut, now enraged, looked at him and punched him straight in the head, instantly killing the man. But as the blood dripped out of the guy's head, he felt stronger, he felt more powerful than ever. He would now no longer only kill to get vengeance for himself, but any other person who was hurt by the corruption. The town, the mafia, the coven, all of them will pay. And they will pay with their lives. He went out the next night, feeling stronger and more capable, and killed. He would keep killing until the local sheriff finally caught up to him. That day they hung him. All he said as he was hung is, "Find the SK. The SK must pay." His last words were, "You cannot escape the punishment coming for you all. You all shall die." And then he died. Rumors speculated about why or how the Juggernaut got his power. Everyone who knew him just knew him as the local person. He was just a normal dad, Some speculated the loss of his family snapped him. Otherwise, others speculated that he just wanted to be killed. He just wanted to be let go of the pain and go back up. But no one was quite sure. All they were sure of is that the craziness in this town is only just starting to begin. But while everyone stood there speculating, the same lady who gave the juggernaut his powers stood there in the background, watching, waiting for their next victim, for their next person to experiment on. That experiment was very much so a success, but there is room for improvement, and there is room for changing. A new one she would have to create, just so that they would not find out. Alrighty, that's going to be the end of the Juggernaut story. I'm going to finish out this game. It's almost over. But tell me what you all think of it all. Yeah, if you guys want to try to do other things and want this series to continue, it's really fun coming up with different stories and stuff like that for the game. It's just really fun doing all of that and stuff like that. It's really fun coming up with a different lore. Maybe trying to do, instead of just gameplay, doing actual scenes from different games and stuff like that. Making pause it. Just tell me what you all think about that in the comments. And like and subscribe with it all. And hopefully, just hopefully, we can continue this series. I know my upload schedule recently has been really shaky and stuff like that. But I hope to continue doing more fun series and story type series. Stuff like that in the future. And this game is going to be wrapped up very quickly. But yeah, this was a fun thing to do. And I'll see you all next time with it all. And yeah, not a jug win this time, even though it was a jug story. Sometimes, even as in the story, you just don't get the win. But I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit that little bell. And we will be seeing you all in the next story game or whatever I post with my upload schedule. Adios. I'll just let you all see who won. Yep, it was a town win.